Hey there guys, RP here from Crypto Clarity, and I made another coin review, this time on Status SNT it's called, and this is an interesting coin. I will keep it short at the beginning, because probably your time is valuable as everyone's time, and yeah, I will just talk about the basics. So Status is a coin which is basically powering an instant messenger just like Facebook or WhatsApp or WeChat they have in China. And this is the main idea, having a decentralized chat system where people can also trade and people can also send cryptocurrency and people can also do like more stuff, the whole thing is more flexible and more free than a Facebook type of thing. So that's the main idea. And yeah, let's go over the verdict right away. So if you don't have too much time, then you just can remember and understand what do I mean by the main ideas and what did I realize about this. I did a pretty extensive research on this too, and the main conclusions were these. So Status has good value. Why do I say this? Because now if you buy Status at this day, you get it for cheaper than the ICO. So that's cool. It's a good idea because I think that, yeah, like I read the white paper and the idea is really good and the implementations are really good and like it's a really like solid thing. And at the beginning I was kind of skeptical, and the more I read the white paper, the more I realized that this could be like this has like a true potential and stuff like that. This is a good team. I see that the team is active. I see that the team is constantly working towards updates and working towards the whole project. So I see that they're active, they're doing it, and they are like really driven. So it's really good to see. The negative is that it's really complicated for a normal user, for the average Joe or the average Mary. It's really complicated to use it for stuff which I will talk about later in the video. And the biggest thing is that when I looked at the stuff, I realized that the mass adoption of this system, the mass adoption of this app is unlikely. And this is the negative, and this is the biggest negative, and this is why I decided to not invest into Status at the end. The idea is good, the team is good, the value is good at the moment, and still I didn't decide to invest because I just don't think that Status can outperform, can outcompete the big, awesome apps which work today as centralized apps, so the Facebook, the WeChat, the WhatsApp and stuff like that. So that's the main idea. If you watched this, you already got like a lot of value out of this video, so thanks for watching. If you're interested about more stuff and detailed stuff, which I do, then keep on watching. Alright, so the first thing what sparked my attention was actually when I looked at the CoinMarketCap graph of it, and as you can see, it's just steadily dropping. Now it just had some upheaval, but it's usually steadily dropping. So these are the coins which I want to jump in, which are not at the peak value, which are not in the hype zone. These are the coins which I want to look after it. Actually, I shot up a calculator, which I will do now. Alright, so the current price for Status is $0.027. The current price of Ethereum is $295, so $295. Okay, so for 1 Ethereum you can buy 295 divided by that number, which I couldn't enter there for some reason. So it's 0.027, let's say 0.027. And as you can see, you can buy 11,000-ish SNT tokens at the moment, and in the ICO you could buy, for 1 Ethereum, in the ICO you could buy 10,000 SNT tokens for 1 Ethereum. So that means that actually the ICO price is, well, technically, better. I say technically because 1 Ethereum had a different price back then, so let's check that. What was the price back then for Ethereum? So the ICO was around like July. So let's check that. July 2nd, I think was this, or something like that. It was 269. So now you basically get the ICO price or something like that. Yeah, July the 2nd was the ICO. So yeah, the price is good. That's the first thing, and that already spikes my attention because, as you can see, the prices were pretty crazy at some point, and that could be the future too. So I want to delve more into this, and the next thing what I do to delve more into this is checking the status website and like what does the website say and stuff like that, because that gives a good outline. Obviously a biased outline, obviously like a subjective outline, like they think that this is the shit, obviously because they are making this and they are subjective. But still, it gives a good outline. So obviously the site is beautiful, and you basically get the idea. It's an instant messenger browser and a gateway to a decentralized world. Kind of a big claim, and I think that they back this up with their app. We'll talk about that later. Send, receive, store, ether. So you basically have a wallet. You can basically send through chat messages and through interactions with bots, money to other people and stuff like that. That's pretty cool. You can use decentralized apps with this app. So basically there will be integrations into this app. Other apps will be integrated. Other decentralized apps will be integrated into this app, so that you can do other stuff. The problem is that it's not really saturated yet, this market. So you don't really know how big of an implication could this be, or how good could this idea be, because you don't really have apps so far, decentralized apps, that many. So that's why I don't think that this means too much at the moment. The potential is great in its anyway. And the other thing is that you can buy and sell ether. Like basically they are trying to turn persons who use this app potential ATMs, so you can basically trade with other persons and buy and sell ether, which is kind of cool. And these are the supported apps so far, which are in themselves kind of in their trial in their beta, in their like infancy stages. And that's why I don't think that this is kind of a relevant topic. And yeah, like they say that this is like a decentralized economy. What does that mean? Well, there are no servers, everything is running on the blockchain, everything is running on the people's calculations and stuff like that. And because of that, no company is holding all the information, all the chat logs, nothing. So that's kind of cool for security for sure. Yep. So, but that's the main idea. It's a community-driven project. Everybody can contribute and stuff like that. Sure. The next thing what I do is I check the actual coin offerings. So how are the coins distributed here? Really quick. About 50% is for the people, so for the investors and for the guys who actually put time and energy into the project. 20% goes for the staff, so they own this and they do not spend this on research. This is theirs, so this is their money, this is their like part of the equation. 20% seems a lot to me. That seems a lot. So that's already a negative, and they basically use this 50% of generated revenue because people give ether, or people give money, time and work for these coins. They use these coins to finance the whole project and to hire more people, to hire servers. Not servers, but like stuff necessary for the whole project. And then 29% of the coins are reserved for other future investments, future contributors and stuff like that. And that's again not really the best idea, not really the best thing when it comes to investing. It will inflate. That's what I mean. So they release more tokens in the ecosystem, and because of that, my coins will be worth less. That's the main idea. Imagine if you have like a stash of gold at home, and then somebody in Egypt discovers 1 million ton of gold under a pyramid. Well, guess what? Now your stash at home will worth a lot less. This is kind of the same deal. They reserve these 29%. It's not out yet. It's not circulating, but this is there, and it will get released probably. And because of that, your tokens will worth less. That's a bad thing as an investment side of things. Also, the 20% of the SNT is locked down at the moment, and it will be released in 5% increments in every 6 months for the developers, and that means further inflation. So now the circulating supply is 3.7 billion coins, and that will just get more and more during the time because of these releases. So because of the inflation, probably the coins will worth less and less until the project really kicks on, and because of that I think that the price will drop more and more in the upcoming months. So I won't invest, but the main idea is that it won't get mass adoption, and we will talk about it later. So the next thing what I do, I read the white paper, and again I encourage you to read it too. I actually counted the time. It was 1 hour 40 minutes to read the whole white paper. It was 3.36 pages long, but don't worry about the 36 page because it's not that long. Look, most of the pages are half pages, and there are pictures in it too, so it's actually more like 14 pages or 12 pages. Really, you can do it. So just read it and get an idea for yourself too. What I learned about this, and I will be a bit nitpicky about this, but still, they make like overly, I mean, not really realistic claims. They say that bots in social medias are a real problem, and that this will solve it. Is this a real problem? Like, ask yourself, how often did you think during your social media rampage that, oh my god, these bots are ruining social media, or oh my god, I can't believe that Josh, my best friend, is a bot again? No, this is not happening. This is not realistic. This is there's a survey which claims that 15% of the Twitter users are bots. Okay, well, those are not the 15% which I'm following probably, and the same with you, you know. So it's kind of weird. In any case, this is weird, so read this. Recent conservative estimates claim 50% of all Twitter users are bots. And when I check the link which they reference to, it says our estimates suggest that between 9 and 15% of active Twitter accounts are bots. So if this is true, then how come that they claim that a conservative estimate is 15%? No, a conservative estimate would be 9%, not 15%. And that's what I mean by kind of overestimating, overstating their statements. Like, this is the pessimistic estimate, not the conservative. This is like the actual opposite of the conservative. In any case, no, bots are not really a problem. So I don't know. At least in my perspective, obviously, maybe some of you guys disagree. Other thing is that they can claim that the current models, the current like instant messaging models, like where there's an owner, there's a user, there's an advertiser, and they try to make like a common ground, like a middle ground, is failing. Like, they say that the current models fail to provide a means by which their incentives can coexist and can be aligned. Look, the incentives of the owners, so for instance the company Facebook, the users who use the whole company, and the advertisers who advertise through the company, these things coexist because Facebook is a big ass company, and because it has a lot of users and they are there, and the advertisers are there. They coexist and they are aligned because they are working together and it's working. So the statement that these cannot coexist is actually false. So these are the things which I kind of do not really agree with the white paper. Also, like, yeah, that's like regarding mass adoption, if you think about it. They write that utilizing this platform which they have, it will be convenient and will feel exactly like Messenger or like the stuff which the users used before the adoption. And that because of that, it will be good for mass adoption. Like, think about yourself. You use Facebook, okay? If you would have a product which would be like Facebook, would you switch? Well, no, because it's like Facebook. No. If you want to switch, then you want to switch because it's a lot better than what you have already. Because it, you know, it offers something which the other one does not offer, and because that offering is something what you really want, and because of that you switch. And we are talking about the average Joes, average Marys, average people who are not really that tech savvy, who are doing stuff and who use messengers and stuff like that out of convenience. So think about that, okay? Maybe we are more aware of the messengers, maybe we are more aware of technology because we are in the crypto world, but we are talking about mass adoption here. We are talking about the main problems here, I mean the main people here. And basically that those people won't care. Those people will use what other people use, and that's a big one. Like, think about it. would you switch to this messenger or other messengers if there's nobody there out of your friends? Nobody. I mean, you are on messengers because you want to talk with people who you care about, and most people will be using the big ones already. So there's a big gap here, which cannot be overcome, in my opinion. So maybe there will be a small niche of people who will use status, who are more like crypto savvy, and even like in a 5-year interval or 10-year interval, if you think about it, you would think that cryptocurrencies will prevail, cryptocurrencies will become really used and really like mass adopted in like 5 or 10 years, and I think so too. But look at these big companies. Google, a huge innovator. Facebook, a big company. These companies won't let something new come along, and they won't just sit there and wait for other competitors to take advantage by them not reacting to the situation. So what does that mean? They will react. They will implement cryptocurrency transfers. They will implement stuff which the users will demand. So that's the thing. Here's status, but the programming power, the adjustment power of Google, the adjustment power of Facebook, these big companies have a huge advantage, and they will adjust if the need is there. So that's why I don't think that status will actually work out. Even though it's a great project with good ideas, with good implementations, with a good team, I don't think that they can compete in this big with this big like how is that called, like underdog-ish thing. In the white paper there are many stuff, and they talk about a lot of like user changeable features, like you can change your own search engine, like you can change your own feed engine, I guess. So what kind of posts will you be seeing? There will be companies which make feed engines, and you can choose from them and pay them and stuff like that, because it will work like that. And then you can basically, you have the power of choosing what you see, what kind of feed, and it gives basically the power to the user. And this is great, but people don't care about it most of the time. Look at the Snowden incident. It was a big deal, but the world goes on just like it was before. People are using stuff out of convenience. People don't like to think about complicated stuff, and people don't like to like take their privacy, take their own feed, take their own like take the ideas which they get and filtering them. It's not a priority for them. That's what I mean. And that's why I don't think that this is a necessity, and this is not what will dictate the future. Alright, I ran out of battery. So the next thing what I wanted to say is that there's this part of the white paper which states that they want to make this, I mean, the token won't have a set amount available, but they can add more tokens to the network anytime, and that only means more inflation. Obviously they want to use these tokens for good things, so you know, like basically for other like investments, for new contributors. They can spawn more coins if they want, and they at the end they even note that you know, like future rights may change with the token, and that just adds to the factor that, you know, the inflation is probably possible, you know, like far inside the realm of possibility, and that's not a good thing when it comes to again, investing and holding onto your money. Yes, that's another negative. And then again, like there are past examples of failed projects like this. So for instance, there's this Diaspora software, if you ever heard about it. Basically it was the idea was kind of the same as this, only less complex, more basic. That was only an instant messaging feature, which was only, I mean, peer-to-peer decentralized instant messaging feature. No coins, no cryptocurrency, nothing of that kind involved. But this was a project that raised $200,000 on Kickstarter, and they started the project in 2010 November, as you can see, and they basically kind of failed. I mean, the two guys who started the project abandoned the project after like 2 years, and then another person took over, and one of the project idea owner guy of them sadly died. I think it was Ilya Zitomirsky who died, And you know, the project had some bad times, and it was definitely wasn't the best idea, but I mean, definitely wasn't the best situation to have a project like this, but it failed, and currently it's getting still developed. As you can see, the latest patch is actually the 19th of September, so it was 9 days ago, according to this video. I mean, the date of this video, but yeah, it didn't work out. Alright, so another thing, let's look at the market share. So as you can see here, this is like a statistic about the current like big guys in the instant messaging business. And as you can see, WhatsApp is at 100 million, I mean 1 billion users, Facebook Messenger is in 1 billion users, QQ Mobile, which I never heard about in my life, but as it seems it's a big thing in China, another 800 million guys, 900 almost. WeChat, same thing, 800, 900 million dollars. And then Skype, Snapchat, Viber, and some of the like less known guys are down here. But like, this is what Status is competing with, and obviously none of these offer cryptocurrencies. But do the users want cryptocurrencies? I don't think so. What will happen when the users will want cryptocurrencies? Don't you think that they will realize the need? Don't you think that they will do something against it? Of course they will. If the competitive aspect of this situation with Status will get real in their eyes, they will do stuff to, you know, win the competition and win the users who want this feature, if the users are, you know, wide enough of an audience. So that's another thing. And the last thing which I checked the app itself. So I got the app, I got the alpha, and I looked at it, and as I talk about it, you can see video about me browsing the app. And it was interesting. I think it was kind of cool. I think it's definitely solid. I think it's definitely a bit, it seemed a bit clumsy and a bit hard to use, and I couldn't really test all the features because I didn't had anyone using it, and I didn't ask anyone to like install it with me. So I only got a brief view of it, and I don't think that I am I investigated the app deeply enough to form a definitive opinion about it. So I think that definitely that's like a harder thing, but it seems like they are doing their job well, and it seems like the app is working well, and it's okay. So I was just curious, how does it work and stuff like that, so I checked that out. And yeah, so I think that this project is lively. I think that this project works, and it will live on, and I think that this project is a very good idea, but I just don't think that the competitors will be able to, I mean, they will be able to outperform the competitors. I just don't see this performing as well as, you know, mass adoption wise and stuff like that, which they obviously aim at. So that was my 2 cents on this topic. I hope you liked it. If you liked it, then you can subscribe and like, and if not, then no biggie. Yeah, so have a nice day, and talk to you in my next video.